Grand Theft Auto, a controversial game banned by many countries and even has government officials wondering whether or not their citizens should be playing it. This franchise is probably even more infamous than Mortal Kombat for its R-rated content, featuring crime, violence, and even nudity. Yeah, boy. On the other side though, Rockstar has actually made this franchise very lovable for many fans. So without further ado guys, it's Waffles here, and today I'm going to be combining every single Grand Theft Auto game into one, making Grand Theft Auto 6. I already did a Mortal Kombat video like this where I combined every single Mortal Kombat game into Mortal Kombat 12. If you'd like to see that video, link will be in the description below. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we're going to start off with Grand Theft Auto 1. But before I do, man, the rules are the same as the last video that I did for Mortal Kombat. I will only be ranking the main continuity of the franchise, being the console games, so no mobile games or any phone games or anything like that. With that being said, let's get right into the video. Alright, starting off with Grand Theft Auto 1. Obviously, Grand Theft Auto 1 and Grand Theft Auto 2 are going to be very hard because they're so old. And they don't really have any of the features from the new Grand Theft Autos. So making a combination with these two are kind of hard. But starting off with Grand Theft Auto 1, I actually noticed in Grand Theft Auto 1, most if not all the missions you get actually come from a telephone pole. So I actually like this concept, and I would actually add it in Grand Theft Auto 6 as a random mission. So you would get random missions from just walking up to telephone poles if you're bored of just walking around the streets terrorizing everybody. Though it doesn't sound like much, I think it will actually appeal to the more casual gamer. Casual gamers actually liking to finish the game to 100% completion. So hey, it may not sound like much, but hey, Grand Theft Auto 1 is really hard to find something from. So hey, that's all I could find. Let me know in the comment section below if I actually missed anything, or if there's anything better that you found that you would actually put in the game. In my opinion, that was the only thing I could find. So let's move on to Grand Theft Auto 2. Now, Grand Theft Auto 2 was actually hard as well. I had to look through every single detail because the game is basically a copy and paste and slight adjustment from Grand Theft Auto 1. But after watching about 2 to 3 hours of gameplay with my brain fried like a vegetable on the stove, I noticed that the civilians in Grand Theft Auto 2 were actually very chaotic. There were lots of robbers. You would actually get robbed and mugged a lot. It actually kind of made Grand Theft Auto 2 feel more alive than most Grand Theft Auto games on the market. So with Grand Theft Auto 2, I'm going to take its crazy chaotic civilians. Alright, moving on to Grand Theft Auto 3. Grand Theft Auto being the first next-gen 3D era title in the franchise. Unfortunately, it didn't really stand out much to me. It was kind of hard, just like Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2, because it's the first title in the 3D era, so it's kind of like hard. It's always going to be bland. The first one in the series is always going to be bland. So when it comes to games like these, I have to actually sit down and look at every single small detail of the game, which is really annoying. But I actually found something nice that I could actually find a cop out, and that is the dismemberment. So if you use a certain gun in Grand Theft Auto 3, maybe the assault rifle, I believe, the M14, I believe. Don't quote me on that. You can actually dismember people, like shooting off their arms, legs, and even their head. This is a feature that a lot of people wanted to see in Grand Theft Auto 5, but for some reason they didn't put it in there. And I think Grand Theft Auto 6, especially on the PS5, with dismemberment will be freaking sick. I know the game already has a high controversy and people already are trying to ban it in a lot of other places other than the place that it's already banned in. And that's probably a big reason why they didn't add this feature in future titles. But I love gore, hence why I love Mortal Kombat, and I would love to see dismemberment and gore in GTA 6. So without further ado, GTA 3, we're going to take the dismemberment / gore factor. Alright, moving on to GTA Vice City. This was another hard one because it's kind of like a copy and paste of GTA 3. There's not really any real super new features in the game. Do I take the 80s, 70s style of the game? Nah. Do I take the vehicles? Nah. I'm actually gonna take the property system. The property system in Grand Theft Auto Vice City is a feature that was in San Andreas, and also it was in Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't believe it was in Grand Theft Auto 4. Let me know in the comment section below if I'm wrong about that. But the property system was actually nice. You could actually buy clubs, even the mall. You could buy houses, and that was pretty cool. Now, if we add this to Grand Theft Auto 6 and we up it, and kind of mimic the Grand Theft Auto 5 style where you can actually gain money and perks from having different properties, I think that would be very nice. So with Grand Theft Auto Vice City, we're gonna take the property. We're gonna turn yourself into the next Scarface. Alright, moving on to the infamous Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. San Andreas being one of the top games in the franchise, if not still to this day, being revered as the best Grand Theft Auto game ever made. This game had way too many features to actually take one from it, so I'm gonna cop out with this one once again, and I'm gonna take Grand Theft Auto San Andreas' world. And what I mean by taking the world is I'm actually gonna take every single aspect from that game that made it great. Being able to work out, change your body type based on how much food you consume, having a girlfriend, going on dates with her, and getting that sweet finish at the end when you take her home. Learning multiple different fighting styles and having teachers such as the boxing teacher and the karate teacher. Playing old school co-op with a friend. Recruiting gang members and walking around with a posse of gang members following you like you're the leader. Racing, customizing lowriders, and so much more. So yeah, I copped out here. I'm sorry. Without further ado, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, we're gonna take its world. Alright, moving on to Grand Theft Auto 4. Now Grand Theft Auto 4 is a different type of game. It's actually based on realism, and the game is actually very fun. I never thought a game based on realism could be so fun and work so well, but it actually does. Aside from small little bugs like, handling and stuff like that, the game actually plays very well and is very fun. And Niko Bellic, the main character, is actually very lovable and still loved to this day. This one wasn't very hard for me as I played Grand Theft Auto 4 a lot, and there was a very cool aspect to the game that I actually really love. This aspect being playing the cop. Now in Grand Theft Auto 4, if you actually stole a police vehicle, the Buffalo FBI type black vehicle, you can actually pose as an FBI agent and actually do FBI type police type missions without getting a wanted level. Now I know this feature was in previous Grand Theft Auto titles, but in Grand Theft Auto 4, it just feels better. I actually felt like a vigilante, and for some reason I actually felt like I was doing good. Killing gang members and drug dealers, I don't know. It kind of felt good, and I think that other side and aspect of Grand Theft Auto should be in Grand Theft Auto games. I think being a vigilante should be a part of the game. I don't think it should all be about crime. I think they should give us that other side of the coin. So with Grand Theft Auto 4, I'm going to take the FBI missions. Alright, and last but not least, the current Grand Theft Auto game, which we've been playing for like 25 years, Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 5's world is very expansive and very alive. All three characters actually feel fun to play with, and they actually have their own special moves. But I'm not going to actually take any of that because it's new and it's cool, but in my opinion, it's kind of lackluster. Michael and Franklin's ability was cool. Trevor's was kind of trash in my opinion, and I didn't really like Trevor as a character anyway. He had funny moments, but it kind of just seemed forced after a while. I don't really like the aspect of the three characters being in the story. I mean, if it was CJ, Tony, and Tommy, or CJ, Niko, and Tommy, I think that would be pretty cool. But other than that, I guess I just don't like the three characters that they chose. But I'm not gonna take any of that stuff. I'm actually gonna take the online multiplayer. The online multiplayer in Grand Theft Auto is very expansive, and it has something for everybody. With crazy races to regular races, crime, missions, death matches, they have it all. They even have horror and gore modes, and it just feels very, very fun, man. There's so many things that you can do. You'll never really get bored of Grand Theft Auto Online. You can actually even do heists with your friends, or just go into the world and just wreak mayhem. So with Grand Theft Auto 5, I'm going to take the online multiplayer. Alright, so now you see what all aspects I'm going to take from each game. Now let's combine them and do our summary. Alright, so my Grand Theft Auto 6 Fusion will go something a little like this. It will have random telephone poles, which will give you random missions just to do throughout the city when you're bored or you get tired of causing mayhem in the city. It will have chaotic, crazy civilians. The world will feel chaotic, and it'll actually feel like you're not the only crime doer in the actual world. The game will feature gore and dismemberment. Running people over, shooting people, exploding people will all have a gore and realistic effect on their bodies. Pairing this with sound effects and actually great visuals will give the player a more sense of what they're actually doing to people, instead of just shooting people with a rocket launcher and they just fly back and not explode, There will be many different properties and businesses around the world. If you play online, this will be rivaled by many other players in the game, so you cannot have the same business as anyone else in the game on online multiplayer. So this will give players a sense of commitment when actually trying to buy properties and level up their streets, and actually give the player a sense of accomplishment by selling and buying properties around the city. You will gain profits and multiple different perks based on the businesses that you choose to get, and there will be many different varieties of businesses. The game's world will play a lot like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the map being the same if not bigger, and featuring all the different aspects from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas that we love. It will also give you a different side of the coin and a different aspect to the world, giving you the option to play as a vigilante and a cop and actually subdue criminals instead of doing crime and violence yourself. This will hopefully calm down the controversy and actually give a different aspect and look at the game. And last but not least, the obvious choice would be having the Grand Theft Auto 5 online multiplayer, being able to do heists, create your own character, buy businesses, drive around, do wonky crazy things with your friends. It's always a plus. So yeah, that's my Grand Theft Auto 6 Fusion. Let me know in the comment section below how you would do your Fusion. If there's anything I left out, if there's anything I missed, or something that I took that you would take something better from each game, let me know. Without further ado, it's Waffles. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.